just made mention about government should invest more. Okay, what are these possible investments?
This possible investment is, as we all know, the Land Use Act makes it possible for the state government or the federal government to own lands in Nigeria. And there are various lands which government can convert for farming purposes alone. Equip farmers with mechanized, I mean, when I speak about these mechanized instruments, like, they are very wonderful. They are very wonderful. They can do so. Give them the mechanized tractors and other instruments. Equip them, all right, financially and otherwise. Why not? They will do better. People, you see that a lot of persons will leave white collar jobs to go into farming. That's because we Nigerians, we don't do things that will not benefit us.
True.
So whenever you're seeing a particular aspect or a particular sector falling, you should know that it's not giving anything to Nigerians, and that is why they are not doing it.
Okay, I want you to touch this, like discuss over this area of small and medium enterprise. I believe there are possible challenges these SMEs do face. What do you think could be remedied?
All right. If SMEs were not facing any challenges, I would be surprised, because in a country where foreign investors are running away, I wonder what small and medium will be doing. All right. I'll use myself as an example. I started a business sometime last year. All right. I started a business with 300,000 naira. All right. After getting the shop, I bought the goods I was about to be selling and all that. It happened that after selling for the first time, let's say you buy for 200 naira, you come back to sell for 220 or 230 or 250, depending. It happens that after I sold off the first stock, I was unable to get, and that's because of inflation. All right. Imagine you buy a goods for 200 naira, then you come back, in Jesus' mind, you sell for 220, and then when you go back to the market to buy the same thing you want to come and sell, it's now 300. You realize that the capital you had before is nothing compared to what the market is giving out. And just like I was saying, there is no human capital development. There is no way the government is funding. The government can actually give us 2,000 naira to eat. All right, the government can actually share 2 trailers of rice to stay. Like, they can actually go ahead and do that for their own political reasons. I don't know, and I don't care. But they can't grant loans. Not even to students. The student loan that we've been talking about. No, I've not heard anything about student loan, but they made mention of student loan. All right. So there's nothing the government is doing to give back to its people. All right. And that's the reason why small and medium enterprise cannot work. They need funding. They need capital to work. They need an enabling environment. They need a steady economy. It's not economy that is fluctuating. This economy will even be in recession. We don't even know. All right. So, and small and medium cannot survive under all these conditions. So I think that is what I can say for now about small and medium enterprises.
Okay. One more last question, Mr. Marvelous.
Okay.
What are the major factors that have contributed to the economic growth, like positive major factors?
Positive
like
economic.
Something we can see right now.
Like I said before, I will always point an example, because whatever is happening in Nigeria is showing us an example. The governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, has been able to attract foreign investors just within, I don't think he's up to a year in an office now. I don't think he's up to, he's not up to a year, but he has attracted. You need to go and see what that man is doing. The connection of roads. These are the things that foreign investors look at. All right. And they see reasons to, we can actually invest in this place. Because you don't expect foreign investors to come into your state and start connecting your roads and start building your roads for you. You need to do all those things. You need to give them an enabling environment. All right. They need to be sure that if they are bringing staffs over, or if they are working with staffs over here, that their staffs will be safe. That's where security comes in. All right. And they need to also be sure that the economy, I think that one will be on the federal level. But look at the man, what he's doing in his state. Wow. He's doing a whole lot. And that's because he's making the environment enabling. So if the federal government can look at what he's doing, all right, there are things that help you don't even necessarily need to do the roads again. I think we are giving up on the roads. Go with train. All right, train can, if you can create a train network that would go from both southeast, north, west, and and back, why not? At least they will start considering having their branches in Nigeria. Foreign investors, they can think about it. But we're in security, you are bad, road, you are bad, infrastructure zero, lights, we're not talking about electricity. We are not talking about electricity. If Nigeria can have at least 10 hours steady electricity, 10 hours, like 10 hours that you just tell us, oh, today you're going to have 10 hours and it's going to start from 9 and end to so and so time. Like, Nigerians are very productive. They are going to make something out of that 10 hours. But the truth is that you cannot even be doing anything. Like, you can just be in the middle of something important and the light goes off. We take these things as jokes. We're not serious about it. But these things are really affecting. And now, when a foreign investor comes, okay, let's say he wouldn't be depending on your lights or your electricity. Let's say they will be going with fuel and all that. How much is fuel? All these things are things that you would think about as a foreign investor, that you wouldn't even want to come close to this place. So I think the number one thing is enabling environment. You need to create an enabling environment for whoever that wants to, that is when people can come over.
Okay, Mr. Marvelous, one more last question. What kind of Nigeria do you possibly want to see?
What kind of Nigeria do I want?
Yes, do you want to see in the future?
I want a Nigeria that is productive. I want a Nigeria that cares about people like me, the youth. All right? I want a Nigeria that doesn't care about taking from its people, but giving to its people. All right? Let me cover it up. I'm not trying to be political, but I want the Nigeria that Peter Obi has painted. All right? In whatever means, in whatever way that he has painted it. I don't want to be political. I'm not vying for any position or going or supporting anybody, but now I want to tell you that I've listened to a lot of persons, but the person I can tell you I actually see a vision of Nigeria in is Peter Obi. I want the Nigeria that he has actually shown, he has actually spoken about. So that is the Nigeria we need, a Nigeria where the youths are valuable to the government, a Nigeria where education is valued. That is the Nigeria we want, and that is the Nigeria I need. I don't know, you might have a different view over that, but I think this view makes a lot of sense. They said where there is no education, the people perish. All right? I think if we take our education, and education I'm not speaking about is not the one you start teaching students or children about religion and all that. We are talking about technology. Technology is moving the world faster. All right? Technology is moving the world faster. How many ICT schools do we have in Nigeria? These are the things we are supposed to ask ourselves. How many production companies? I always go back to production. How many production companies are we? How many technologically based or technologically inclined companies do we have in Nigeria? This is where it starts from. All right? And the moment we get that Nigeria, you see that what is other countries compared to Nigeria that is blessed with resources, human resources and natural resources. So I think that's the Nigeria we need. A Nigeria that values education, a Nigeria that values its youth, a Nigeria that gives to its people and not take from its people, a Nigeria that produces. The Nigeria we are living in now is just a Nigeria that consumes. All right? We bring in Indomie, we consume, we consume. That's the problem. So when you see the highest production when you see Nigerians trying to produce is the ones we saw at Aba, where people are producing fakes. All right? And that's because that's the state of the nation. So that's the Nigeria I think I need. And I believe so many good Nigerians out there also need this type of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Marvelous, thank you so much for hanging out with the Naija We Need. Your thoughts are highly valued. Thank you for sharing them. I believe it will inspire not just Nigerian youth, but Nigeria as a whole. So thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.